What's up, YouTube? This week I'm going to be reviewing The Builders Middle Ages. So as I said, I am reviewing The Builders Middle Ages. It's basically a city building card game which utilizes a card drafting mechanic, and in the end the player who reaches the assigned point value essentially ends the game and wins it. But let's get into the overview and I can go over that a little bit. So as I said, this is a sort of a city building game. You have these two different piles of cards here. You have the essentially the buildings that you can make, and on one side it'll tell you the monetary value and the victory point value, and then once you complete it, you flip it over and it has a completed picture. So they basically tell you what resources it needs to be completed, and those resources come from the workers. So here's your worker pile, and each worker provides certain resources to complete these building cards. And basically you are drafting the workers and the construction projects essentially to gain enough victory points to win the game. And to do that, you earn money and different things. I'm not going to get into the specifics of the rules, but basically you have a chance each turn to draft new cards or use your workers to work on projects and things like that. It's pretty simple. The rules aren't too complicated. So let's move into the components and we'll talk about that. What you see here is pretty much the components for this game. You have this money here, plastic money, two different colors that represent different monetary values. And you have the cards. The cards are all pretty, these are pretty good. I like the card stock on it and everything. The art I like. It's the buildings are pretty cool. The different designs for those and the workers, they're pretty plain, but it all fits together. Now this is the Middle Ages one, and it comes in these tins. There's also another Egyptian one, but these tins, I always like these little games with the tins, and it all fits in there really nice. It's compact. So overall, I'd say these components are pretty good. This is a light strategy game, I would say. It has some deeper mechanics to it, but as far as learning curve goes, it's pretty easy to pick up and play. There's not too much going on, and that's sort of the beauty of it. If you don't want to get into a heavy strategy game, but you have a little bit of time, this is really a perfect game for that. It really allows you to think a little bit and plan your moves. So there is the strategy there and the card drafting and different things, but it's not so intensive that it just takes forever, and so I really think that it's pretty easy to teach. The rules aren't very complex, and we've played it several times and have a lot of fun with it. Even with my younger kids, they even can understand the rules to some extent, but they aren't going to fully grasp the more deeper strategy levels and really honestly what it takes to kind of win this game sometimes. So as I say, is this game fun? It is fun. It's, like I said, it's a light strategy game, and I already said it. It's a fun game to play when you don't want to get into something really heavy and deep. So overall, it is a really fun game to play. Pretty simple, as I said, for families to get into. There's not much else to say. The game, it's a fun game. It is enjoyable. So that leads me into my grade for this game. I'm going to give this game an A. Um, it's a really good game. It's fun, and there's not a whole lot wrong with it. It's just not one of those games that's like blows your mind. It's not over the top awesome, but it is certainly enjoyable, and it's very inexpensive. So if you want a nice strategy game that you can use as filler or just something in between those bigger games, I would definitely recommend getting the Builders Middle Ages. And there's also I can't remember, the Egyptian one or something. And I might review that later. It adds a couple new mechanics to it, but this is a great base game to just enjoy what this has to offer. And like I said, if you get the chance, I would definitely pick it up. So, as always, subscribe to my channel, and I'll have some annotations here for if you want to watch more review videos. There'll be a playlist, and check out my Facebook. I always post updates on my Facebook, if I make a new video or whatever, and you just want to see what I'm doing with Xion Productions, go like my Facebook page. And as always, until next time, keep YouTubing it up.